Um, wanted to make a video because I review uh, what people say over time in the comments. I review it. I know it sounds weird, but I pay attention. I study patterns of like truth if it adds up, and I think of different people that comment at different times and who talks to me at different times. Different people, warriors, Spartans in the phalanx. At different times, I think about different ones. And right now, I'm thinking about you, Blue Sky, your screen name, Blue Sky, about all the comments you've said um, over time. You, it's solid. You know what I mean? Of what I've experienced, uh, what I've experienced myself, what I've verified myself. So far, you've been right on the money on everything. like, um, I don't know. I don't know if you're like a similar design to me, or the way I think and stuff. But uh, what you say makes the most sense to me. That's what I've learned. It makes the most sense about everything that's going on. So yeah, I don't know how many times I'm like, um, I want to verify something, and then I verified it. I verified this something, and I'm like, she was right. Yeah, pretty much. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about today. I'm like, she was right about everything so far. Everything she's been right about. Everything. So I'm like, she knows the way, the path I'm on. She does. Seems like. I don't know. That's just what I was thinking about today. You know, for some reason, that's what's been going on today. Was just kind of in my mind going over everything Blue Sky you've said. Everything. You're right on the money. You are. You're right on the money about what's going on. You are. So that's what I realized today. That's what I realized for sure. So I do pay attention to all the comments. I do, and you know, and I think about them. I add them all up. I do in my mind. I'm like, were they right about this? Were they right about this? Were they right about this? You probably don't think I do that, but it's true. I do. Yeah, because I admit I don't know everything, and I know some of you have been on this path before I was on the path. If you know what I mean, so you know more than I do. You know what I mean? I feel like you guys knew more truth about stuff before I started trying to figure out truth about stuff myself, for sure. So, anyways, I don't know if that exposes you too much, but uh, That's what I was thinking about today. Like, she was right about every single thing. Every single thing. She was right. She was right about every single thing. Everything. The narrow path, how the narrow path goes, um, how the parts of the Bible that aren't from God. Uh, just pay attention to the red in the Bible of what Jesus was saying. Just pay attention to that. I agree with that as well. So yeah, you may be onto something as far as everything goes. As far as a guiding light for me, basically a guiding path. You seem to know what's going on. You do, for sure. For sure you do. And that's what I realized today. I never know what I'm going to think about throughout the day, but this was it. Like weeks ago, I was thinking about, what Soldier of the Lord was doing. But now I'm thinking about what Blue Sky was saying overall this time. Because I feel like it's important to add it up, to add it up, Because I feel like I'm too far on this path to turn back. I am. So I have to verify with people that are on the path with me, what they're saying, of where this is going, where this path is heading. Because it is heading somewhere. And it's heading in a totally opposite direction of everything I was programmed growing up, everything I was controlled by growing up, everything. It's going in a total opposite ascension from everything. And God knows I'm like stepping in an unknown direction that I've never walked before. I've never walked this kind of direction before, full-heartedly. I haven't. I admit it, I haven't. I've always been too scared, curl up in a ball, be controlled. Just be controlled. It's safer to be controlled by the world, by the narcissist, by the cult. It's just safer to be controlled than play ball. You know what I mean? That's what I thought my whole life. But God doesn't want me to do that anymore. He doesn't want me to do that anymore. He wants me to step out of that. Be free of that shit once and for all. Once and for all, be free of all the controls of this world once and for all. No matter how much damage I think I've taken, and no matter how hopeless I think it is, which I do, step out of it anyways. Be brave. That's what God's telling me. I swear. My goddamn, all right. Go to the brave unknown. Lead the people to the brave unknown. That only Yahweh knows, or something. That only He knows where this is going. I swear. He's the only one that knows where this is all going. I'm serious. I'm serious. He's the only one that knows where this is going. He's directing a little bit. He is. Kakarot is directing everything. Smart Kakarot. Very intelligent Kakarot. I don't think he cares if I call him Kakarot. I don't think he cares. But you know who I'm talking about. You call him Jesus. I call him Kakarot. Personally, I think they ruined the name of Jesus in religion. So I have to call him something else. I have to call him something else because they ruined his name in religion totally to me. They made me think he represented stuff that he didn't represent. That's a fact. So I have to, call him something else. Separate from how they viewed him over there inside the religious walls. My friend said something interesting, and I believe he was right. We're the church outside the walls. I'll say that again. We're God's church outside the small walls of the religious buildings. We're the church outside of it. Sure, we can go in the buildings every now and then, like to the Baptist church and stuff like that, to help His kingdom. But we're the church outside the walls. We're like full-time God's church. We're like full-time God's church, like Jesus back in the day. He was full-time God's church. It didn't matter if he was in a holy building or not. He was still God's church, walking around. And that's what we are. We're God's church. His kingdom outside the small world of the religious buildings. You know what I mean? We leave the religious buildings. We're still in God's kingdom. You know what I mean? We can't escape God's kingdom, even outside the religious buildings. I know I can't. That's what I learned. You know how many years I went without going inside of a church? God still followed me. God still followed me. It didn't matter. God's kingdom came with me. You know what I mean? It didn't matter that I said fuck religion. God's kingdom still went with me. God still followed me. That's a true statement. He did. That's what surprised me. I thought I was going to get struck down by God for walking away from religion forever. Or at least the religion I grew up in, just walking away from it. I thought God was going to strike me down. And for talking against it, he was going to strike me down. But he didn't. He didn't strike me down for talking against the cult. He didn't strike me down. So I'm like, man, I was lied to. I was lied to in many ways in the cult. Many ways about God. Many ways. Like the cult God would have struck me down by now. Many times. That's what's throwing me off. He would have struck me down already. But he hasn't. But anyways, my friend was right. We're God's church outside the walls, outside the small holy building walls. We're God's church 24/7. This is God's church right here, outside the religious walls. This is what it looks like. Jesus was a rebel. So am I. So am I. Jesus thinks he's more rebellious than me. Hell no. Hell no. I'll flip up way more temple tables than he will ever flip up. That's how more rebellious I am than he is. He knows it. So, I'll flip up the usher plates. I will. Next time I'm in there. Flip them up. That proverb scripture was made up by men anyways. It was made up by men anyways. But anyways. But enough about that. That's not what the video is about. It's about me reviewing what Blue Sky has told me over time. You're right. The legalism as well. You're right about everything. You're right about everything. You're right on the money. You're right on the money. Yep. The whole time you were right. That's mainly what I wanted to say in this video. Was to confirm it. Basically. Because God knows, over all the years, it's hard for me to keep track of what's all going on, what the truth really is, what people are telling me. I don't know for sure, but as I verified things, you've been right on the money, Blue Sky. On like everything you've said, you've been right on the money. You know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about for sure. Yes, you do. That's what I realized. You know what you're talking about. Yep, you do. You know exactly what's going on. And I'm hoping I know what's going on a little more. I know what's going on a little more. I don't know as much as what God knows what's going on. He knows what's really going on. He's catching me up to speed slowly. He is. About what's really going on. Because he knows I didn't really want to get involved in any of what God was doing. I didn't want to get involved. God knows I didn't. I've been trying to get out of it. God knows it. But I'm involved, all right? I made a commitment. I did. I made a real commitment to Jesus. A real one. So, hopefully he supports me as I keep trying to do what he wants. He still keeps me afloat. That's my worst fear, is like I won't be supported. You know what I mean? As I try to do God's will, I won't be supported. And then I'm like, fuck. I burned all my bridges. Yeah. God abandoned me as well. That's what I'm afraid of. It is. That I'll be left with nothing. I'll be left with nothing. No God, no family, nothing. No money, no clothes. That's my worst fear of happening. Like you would not believe. That's why I've been wanting God to kill me. Because I feel like that reality may happen. You know what I mean? I'll be abandoned with nothing. Nothing. I'm not even joking. So, can you see why I was trying to get God to kill me before that, before I'm left with nothing. Literally nothing. Nothing but pain. Nothing but pain while I'm out on the streets. You know what I mean? Can you see why I was trying to get God to take me out before that happened? I think you were trying to see that. It's like I took way too much damage. Just take me out before I'm homeless on the streets. Yeah. No joke. I'm not joking. God knows it. This whole time I'm like, I have no idea how long I can possibly last. I have no idea how long I can possibly last. So far I've lasted longer than I thought I would. With God's assistance, I've lasted way longer than I thought I would. Way longer than I thought I would. To get to this point. Way longer. So God's been pulling strings, pulling shit off to get me farther and farther. Even when I think it's impossible, God still pulls strings to get me farther. You know what I mean? So maybe God can do the impossible. Maybe. Maybe I'll say that by the end of all this, that God really can do the impossible. Healing me, making me into anything is impossible. It is. It is. God knows it. If you would have saw me when God first got me from the bottom of hell, you'd be like, there's no way God could make him into anything. There's no way God could heal him. You would have said that. And you would have been right on the money. But so far, it seems like he has made me into kind of something. Some kind of person. He's made me into some kind of person. But right now, he's done something. That much I can say. So maybe he knows what he's doing. I don't know. Not sure. I'm always afraid that I did too much on my end to cause too much damage to myself for him to do anything. It was too much damage. I caused too much damage to myself, like smoking cigarettes all those years. That kind of thing. I did too much self-infliction, self-harm stuff like smoking for God to repair me and make me into anything. I thought I did too much of that kind of stuff. Too many chemicals in my body, basically, for God to make me into anything. That's why I always thought I'm only good for one sacrifice play for God. That's what all I thought I was good for. The whole time I thought I was only good for one sacrifice play. Yeah. So far, I feel like I've done more than just one sacrifice play for God. I've done more than that so far. So there's not, I got to give myself credit. I've done more than that, than just one final hurrah sacrifice play. You know. Anyways, enough about that. But that's what I was reviewing in my mind today. Was everything that Blue Sky was saying to me over all this time, putting it together. And I'm like, she was right. She was right about everything. Everything so far. She's been right. So, anyways. So whatever you know, let me know. Like more stuff that you know, let me know. More stuff that you haven't told me, let me know. Because you know what you're saying. You know what you're saying. You do. You know what you're saying. You do. I've verified everything you've said. That's truth. That's what I do. I verify truth. I verified everything that you said as truth so far. Everything. So any more that you know, let me know. Any more that you know, let me know. I'll just put it like this. Anything you think I should know right now, let me know. Anything God wants me to know from you, let me know. Because I think He knows I verified this today, or He verified it with me today. Like it clicked. I'm like, every single thing. She was right. Every single thing. She was right. Everything. So I'm like, damn. But anyways, that's mainly all I want to make a video about today. Was this. Blue Sky was right about everything. You were right about everything so far. Everything. Everything you've said. Everything. Even me having choosing the hardest life. Because I'm a high ranking spirit. It's true, Which I do wish I didn't choose the life I wish that more than anybody knows. I wish that. Because I feel like it's taken God everything He has to keep me alive. That's how hard my life's been. It's taken everything God has in His piggy bank, backpack, toolbox to keep me alive. It's taken everything. My life has been that hard that God has to pull out all the stops just to keep me alive. Because I'm just like, I can't go anymore. I can't do it anymore. I chose way too hard of a road. I chose way too hard of a road. Can you get me out of this, God? Like, get me out of here, maybe. But He won't do that. So He's helping me to keep going. He won't get me out of here, but He'll help me to keep going, yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm still going. But I'm like, I always tell God, I'm like, I don't know much longer I can do this. I don't know how physically possible I can keep going like this. That's what I was saying today. Like, Jesus is like holding my body together. He is. He's like holding my whole body together. So it stays intact until my whole purpose is complete. God is holding my whole body together. He is. My body's like, He's holding my body together so it doesn't just fall apart. Like, no joking around. But anyways. But I don't know how this could possibly have a happy ending story. I don't know. That's what I was saying to him. I don't know how this could possibly have a happy ending story. You know what I mean? In my mind, this isn't going to end well. It ain't going to end well. It's going to end in 3 different ways: death, locked up, homeless. One of those 3 options, it'll end up like that. I don't see any happy other way than those 3 options, even still. Even with the help of Kakarot himself. Those 3 options are still on the docket, you know? Death, homelessness, locked up. But God knows I'm exhausted. I'm like, I gave my best effort already. I did. I gave my best effort. God still says I'm not done. He still wants me to keep going. I gave my best effort ever for a long while now. My best effort. God still wants me to keep going, keep ascending something. I'm like, are you nuts? So I'm like exhausted. I'm like limping around out there. I'm totally exhausted. I'm like, this is ridiculous. You're telling me that Jesus could do this? Yeah, right. You're telling me Jesus could keep going? Oh yeah. All right. We'll see. We'll see if he can keep going. But he has shown me that he's insane as far as endurance and perseverance and never quitting. Jesus is the leader of all that. No quitting, perseverance, non-stop exertion. You know, he's a workhorse. He's legit. That's what I've learned. He's no joke. He's no joke. As much as I want to claim I'm the bigger badass, I'm not really. No. He's the tank. Seems like he's the never-ending tank. Yahweh is Gagra. He's the never-ending tank, That's what I'll say. Goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Pulls and pulls and pulls you, pulls you. Never-ending tank is what he is. To me, he's never-ending tank. Oh, man. Like the World War II tanks. Never stops. It never stops, I'm like, he's a freak of nature. Jesus is, I don't know what else to say. He's a freak of nature. He is. I thought I was a freak of nature, but he is too. You know what I mean? I've never come across someone like this that keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. I'm like, I can't go any farther. He's like, yeah, you can. We're gonna go farther. I'm like, all right. That's how it goes. I swear. Oh. But lately, he's been wanting me to stop living like I'm a prisoner of my parents. You know what I mean? Like a beat down prisoner of my parents. Because I do still live like I'm a beat down prisoner. I do. I do. I admit it. I was a beat down prisoner for so long. I don't know how to snap out of it. I don't know how to snap out of it and not feel like a beat down prisoner 24/7. I was a beat down prisoner for so long. I don't know anything else. I'm trying to snap out of it. So that's like the next thing. Snap out of it. You're not a beat down prisoner like you were your whole life, most of your life. Snap out of it. That's what we're trying to work on. For sure. So, no matter what evidence is around me that I'm not being controlled by, a psychopath of any kind, I still live as if I am like a beat down prisoner. Like there's no one around me. I still live like I'm a beat down prisoner. I do. God knows it. I admit it. There's some weird comfort in it. Like I don't know anything else. I was a beat down prisoner. I'm like for so long. I'm like it's safer like this. That's it. I'm like it's safer like this. If I'm just a beat down prisoner, I don't say anything. I don't do anything. Just stay in my lane. They won't harm me. I did that for so long. It's not funny. Like it's just safer for me to just be a beat down prisoner, not talk back, not do anything, just be a beat down prisoner. God knows I was in that role for so long. I don't know anything else. I don't know I'm a human with value, with real value. Anybody that says I'm a human with real value, I think they're just saying words at me, just positive words that are meaningless. They're meaningless words, I'm not a valuable human. That's just meaningless words talk again. God and his words. His word. Words are cheap. Words are cheap, God. You know that. But anyway, I swear I'm still exhausted from trying to get my anger out. so exhausted from that. I'm exhausted from a lot of things. I'm exhausted from walking this narrow path, Oregon Trail, whatever you want to call it. I'm exhausted from walking this path, with Kakarot. This path to nowhere. It seems like a path to nowhere. That's what I was saying today. I'm like, there's nobody here. It's just me. It's just me. Me and Kakarot. There's nobody here. It's a path to nowhere. The narrow path seems like it's going nowhere. No one's around me, so I'm like, it's going nowhere. Anyway, sorry to get diverted again. But the main thing for today was what Blue Sky was saying over all this time. However long time you've been commenting, you've been right on the money. Every single thing you've said, right on the money. And that's what I've realized. You've been right about many things. So many things so far. You have been, for sure. So I gotta pay attention to every other thing you say. I gotta pay attention to every other thing you say as well. Because you are that accurate. You are that accurate about things. For sure. Anyways. That's pretty much all I want to say for this video, I think. I just really felt like I needed to make a video about this. Because it's been pressing today. Like, she knows what she's talking about. Everything she said was right so far. Everything. So, for sure. But anyways, that's all I'll say for this video, I think. Yeah. I will talk to you later.